So guys, I just watched the podcast between Ryan Espey and Devin Larratt. They were talking about the ethics committee. I want to give a recap on my thoughts. I've been very vocal about this situation since I first heard about the ethics committee situation, which was a video that Devin made a couple weeks ago. I've been vocal about saying, hey, we don't want to have the sport going woke and trying to cancel people just because they're individuals, they talk trash and they're promoting themselves. This is what makes the sport grow. Like Devin said in this podcast, how is a sport going to grow if we have individuals in power at these tournaments and leagues trying to suppress people who are doing the things that make the sport grow? And you want to limit the showmanship and have the demeanor of Ryan Espey. The guy couldn't even respond to Devin the whole time during the podcast. He was just sitting there with a smug look on his face and not even responding, just kind of coping with the fact that he brought this situation on himself by filing a complaint to the ethics committee. He said in this video that he's the president of the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation, but he doesn't have power over the ethics committee. It's like a separate branch or separate group of people who decide these things. I guess sent Devin a letter, but he's the one that filed the complaint to them. And in this video, he also said that he withdrew the complaint later and wasn't able to justify why he withdrew the complaint. He just said, I want to move on and go forward without this type of stuff happening again. But Devin said, look, I didn't do anything wrong. What stuff happening again? He hyped up the match by talking trash, saying he's going to go into it and make a statement, which is what he did, which this hype builds the sport. So if we're suppressing that and trying to ban people who beat you as in a position of power in a federation, that's an abuse of power. And anyone who's using an abuse of power like that should not be justified to lead, in my opinion. Also, that's what Devin said, but I mean, I 100% agree, and I salute you, Devin, for standing up for what you believe in this sport and the growth, the future growth for this sport and what's right, just for everyone as an arm wrestler. Because at the end of the day, this sport is for all the arm wrestlers. To me, it seemed like Ryan, he just took a loss and he wanted to make it about himself. He wanted some attention because he lost to Devin, and he wanted to make it about him. So really not a good look. Everyone in the whole chat was flaming him for looking weak by filing this complaint. There were so many gem moments in this podcast. I encourage you to watch it because it was very entertaining, but also very important stuff, because this is the future of our sport that we're approaching, and stuff like this are pivotal moments. If we look back like 10 years from now, if we look back, this is probably a significant moment. Like all these moments kind of define the trajectory moving forward. So again, I think it's fantastic that Devin is standing up for growing the sport, really. People showing their individuality, being able to have that competitive spirit and fostering that in a competitive scenario. How is the sport going to grow if tournaments just suppress anyone who's trying to be themselves or be a personality or do something special? So fantastic stuff. Another moment that I thought was interesting was at one point Ryan was like, it just seems like you came to teach me a lesson. And Devin was like, yeah, I did. Did you learn it? And then Ryan Espey was just silent. I started cracking up because it's like, man, so he's talking shit online for years, and then Devin goes and beats him, and then not only does he not accept defeat, not shake Devin's hand after the last match, he says, I want nothing to do with you, doesn't shake his hand, and then tries to submit a complaint to cancel Devin, this cancel culture to make Devin look bad. So almost everyone in the chat was just was seen through the facade of Ryan, talking like a politician and really not able to justify why he even sent in a complaint, to be honest. So what do you guys think about this situation? It's definitely an explosive topic in the arm wrestling community right now. I wanted to share my recap of the podcast. I've been making videos on this. If you go back 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've been making videos on this, and interesting situation. I don't have anything else to add. I'm sure there'll be a lot more stuff coming out soon regarding this and people's reactions. This is definitely a big topic right now, but would you guys like to see them actually have a match next year at some point? Devin said he'll put up $50,000 of his own money to have a match against Ryan. He said, I don't really pull for free, but get a sponsor, let's make it happen. I would love to see a match between them again in the future. Just bury it. Devin said I'm gonna destroy you even worse than last time in a super match, which I totally believe. He came in, he practiced on a Thursday and he competed on a Saturday against Ryan. That is crazy. And he had Dave Chafee a week ago and he still destroyed him. So I think it's just Ryan Espey not able to accept defeat. Not a good look for him. I'm sure he'll continue to arm wrestle, but I was hoping in this podcast we'd see Ryan say, hey, look, you beat me, respect to you, let's move forward. I apologize for trying to, hit at your name with a complaint, trying to bring you down, trying to cancel you with a complaint, even though he lost. Like, just show respect and move on. But it still seems that Ryan unable to see what's going on, not be self-aware with the situation. That's my assessment. I've been saying this stuff, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm curious to read it.